When most car brands say a vehicle is reliable, they mean it'll last maybe 200,000 miles with good maintenance. But when Lexus builds a reliable car, we're talking about a vehicle that can outlive its owner and still be passed down to the next generation without breaking a sweat. From the very first Lexus ever built, the brand completely changed what build quality meant in the automotive world. Today, if you're shopping for a used car and want something that feels almost indestructible, Lexus often has no real competition. In this video, we're breaking down 10 Lexus models that can outlast most brand new cars on the road today, backed by real reliability data, maintenance records, and real-world high-mileage examples. Let's get into it.
Number 10. 2015 Lexus RC 350. Reliability score 82 out of 100. This luxury sports coupe debuted in 2015 and was a Frankenstein built from 3 separate Lexus models. The floor was from the IS convertible, the front end was from the GS sedan, and the rear was from the IS sedan. Somehow, Lexus made this car look and perform incredibly despite its hodgepodge of underpinnings. Under the hood is a 3.5-liter V6, producing 306 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque, connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission with overdrive gears. The 2GR V6 has now come to be known as a fantastically reliable piece of machinery and is praised for needing very little maintenance over time. The mix of performance and reliability is so well-tuned that Lotus has used it in several of its mid-engine sports cars. If you crave more of that sort of performance, then you should consider the Lexus RC 350 F Sport instead.
Number 9. 2010 Lexus GX 460. Reliability score 83/100. The Lexus GX is a sleeper, and no, not in a performance car way, but in the does everything surprisingly well kind of way. Most people wouldn't believe how capable these machines are when it comes to off-roading. They can do things most lifted trucks can't, all while transporting passengers in some of the comfiest leather seats known to man. The GX is powered by the 1UR V8, which was the replacement for the legendary UZ family V8s, an engine that every gearhead should know. They were used since the Lexus LS400 in 1989, and it's safe to say this lineage of engines is routinely considered the most reliable ever made in Japan. The 4.6-liter in the GX makes 301 horsepower and 329 pound-feet of torque. Plenty of kick to conquer whatever your heart desires.
Number 8. 2006 Lexus IS 350. Reliability score 83. The IS uses an earlier version of the same 2GR FSE engine from the RC 350 that came later, and as you know, those engines are bulletproof. Surprisingly, even over that 10-year difference, the two cars make the same amount of power, 306 horsepower and 277 pound-feet. But despite their engine similarities, these are two very different cars. The IS was the smaller sedan offering from Lexus, known to be tossable, fun, and engaging, whereas the bigger LS sedans, as well as the later RC, are more luxury-oriented. Regardless, the IS 350 from 2006 is a killer option for someone looking for cheap power and legendary durability.
Number 7. 2007 Lexus LX470. Reliability score 85/100. If you take a look at the average market value just above, you'll notice it says $24,668. For a Toyota product from 2007, that seems way out of line. However, that average price is the perfect representation of how reliable these big boys are. Folks are willing to shell out more money for a 2007 Lexus than they will for a slightly used German SUV, because the LX will last forever if you maintain it properly. Its overbuilt 4.7-liter V8 is known as the 2UZ engine, the second coming of the infamous 1UZ engine we mentioned earlier. Connected to its 5-speed automatic transmission, the 4.7-liter makes 268 horsepower and 328 pound-feet of torque. Inside, the LX is just as impressive. Leather and wood are wall-to-wall, cuddling you in that quintessentially 2000s Lexus way that we'd argue hasn't been beaten since. Overall, the LX might not have the highest JD Power score on this list, 85/100, but in our book, this SUV might be the most dependable of the bunch. Number 6. 2012 Lexus ES 350. Reliability score 87/100. There is a reason that the ES sells so well. The attention to detail across every inch of the interior and exterior is immaculate in this vehicle. The stitching, panel gaps, and overall fit and finish can rival the best from Germany and even Italy. But, of course, reliability is your main concern. The ES 350 is another Lexus that uses the 2GR 3.5-liter V6. This is the FE version, which is slightly detuned compared to the FSE used in the IS and RC, but keeps the same tank-like robustness. This was the only engine option for the 2012 ES, and it made 268 horsepower and 248 pound-feet, shifted through a 6-speed automatic. Number 5. 2013 Lexus GS 350. Reliability score 87/100. These specs figures might be giving you deja vu at this point, because once again, we're talking about the 2GR FSE engine. Only this time it's in the GS, which is the mid-size, sportier sibling to the ES sedan. Once again, output is 306 horses and 277 pound-feet, but the GS delivers its power through a 6-speed automatic with sport shifting, meaning you can let those revs hang much longer than you could in the ES. It might look fairly benign from the outside, but journalists have for years enjoyed the way the GS handles at the limit, delivering an ideal combination of luxury and sportiness. For someone wanting a daily driver that will last forever and give you smiles when needed, the 2013 GS 350 and its $14,807 average value are pretty hard to ignore. Number 4. 2010 Lexus RX 450h. Reliability score 88/100. Our next entry, the 2010 RX 450h, is the one and only hybrid Lexus on this list, but you would be sorely mistaken if you thought it didn't have yet another 3.5-liter V6. Yes, this time it's the 2GR FXE, a detuned version of the FSE that is designed to work with the 450h's hybrid system. In this configuration, the powertrain makes 245 horsepower and 234 pound-feet of torque through a continuously variable automatic transmission. The 450h is a masterclass in practicality. You could carry 5 people, bring more than 80 cubic feet of stuff with you, tow 3,500 pounds, all while getting 30 mpgs in the city. Of course, when it was new, the $60,000 price tag was hard to justify even for such a great vehicle. But depreciation has helped us out a bit, and 15 years later, you can pick one of these up for $11,537. Number 3. 2020 Lexus RX 350. Reliability score, 88 out of 100. The RX is both the newest and most expensive vehicle on this list, but the $34,780 average used price is a small price to pay for something that will undoubtedly chug along for hundreds of thousands of miles with little issue. But if the young age of this vehicle has you wanting more clarity, don't worry. The RX is Lexus's best-selling model of all time, and for a company that doesn't make a single unreliable car, that's high praise indeed. Under the hood is, you guessed it, a version of the 2GR 3.5-liter V6. This one is the newer FKS variant that makes 295 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. The only transmission option is an 8-speed automatic with overdrive. Number 2. 2009 Lexus LS460. Reliability score, 90 out of 100. Okay, no more 3.5-liter V6s from here on out. Our next featured car is the 2009 Lexus LS460, which uses the 1UR-FSE V8. This was a 4.6-liter, 32-valve DOHC V8 with dual variable valve timing and direct fuel injection. In other words, this was the 1UZ taken properly into the 21st century. Lexus put the 380 horsepower aluminum block V8 into the LS460, the brand's flagship full-size luxury sedan, and paired it with an 8-speed automatic transmission. We sound like a broken record at this point, but these Lexus V8s are incredibly overbuilt and understressed, a perfect formula for long-term reliability and consistent performance. For those whose ideal car is the upper echelon of Japanese executive sedans, this LS460 is the pinnacle and will only cost you about $11,237 on average. Number 1. 1996 Lexus LS400. Reliability score, 92 out of 100. Finally, we've come to the ultimate Lexus. This is where it all started, when in 1989, Lexus was launched as a brand, and along with it came the LS400. It was a full-size luxury sedan that featured the 1UZ-FE engine, a masterpiece of Japanese engineering that is now considered the most reliable engine ever put in a production vehicle, let alone a Lexus. There aren't official JD Power figures for our featured car, the 1996 model. However, I think you'll forgive us if we rely solely on lore for this one. Famously, Matt Farah took a 1996 LS400 to 1 million miles after buying it with nearly 900,000 miles on the original powertrain. Now, high-mileage stories of 500,000 or even 700,000 plus mile LS400s are becoming more common as the years pass. If you can find one with less than 200,000 miles, rest assured that it will continue with proper maintenance for twice or even 3 times that amount.